There is a credit card that almost no points people ever recommend. But in today's video, I'm going to do a breakdown of why we might all have been wrong this whole time. The card is the Chase Ink Business Premier, which is a cashback card instead of a typical points card. Now, usually cashback won't go as far as points, but there may be a strategy that we've all been missing for how to leverage this card's perks. And that is coming up in today's step-by-step tutorials. My name is Julia. I am the founder of GeoBreeze Travel, and I personally got about $100,000 of travel last year for approximately 90% off by using points and miles. And we typically save our clients more than $30,000 in travel in the first 6 months of working with our team. We want to provide you with a clear path to luxury travel too, so we're providing these step-by-step tutorials. Viewer suggested topics for these types of tutorial videos are always welcome, so let us know if there is a topic that you would like covered. Also, if you're listening to the audio-only version of this, I recommend checking out the GeoBreeze Travel YouTube channel so that you can get the full video walkthrough experience. Okay, so let's jump in with what even is this card and what do you get with it? Let's go over some of the features of the different cards we're comparing first. So, Chase Ink Business Premier, largely not recommended by the points influencer community because even though the Chase Ink Business Cash and Chase Ink Business Unlimited say they're cashback only, you can combine those cashback points into a Chase Sapphire Preferred or a Chase Ink Business Preferred and use all of those combined for travel. That is not the case with the Chase Ink Business Premier. These cashback stuff, it's only for cashback. So you can't convert these into points, which at first glance would make it seem very much less valuable. But let's do the math and see if that's actually true. So with the Chase Ink Business Premier, you have a sign-up bonus of about $1,000 cash back after you spend $10,000 in purchases in the first 3 months from the account opening. Additionally, you get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, and 2% cash back on all other business purchases, all for an annual fee of $195. Now, let's compare that to the Capital One Venture X for Business. With this one, the sign-up bonus is 150,000 bonus miles after you spend $30,000 in the first 3 months. So quite a bit steeper on the required minimum spend for this one. And this one, for miscellaneous purchases, is pretty good because you're just earning a flat 2x miles everywhere. Annual fee is a little bit higher at $395, but it has some different perks like lounge access and $300 travel credit through the Capital One portal, 10,000 anniversary bonus points, all that fun stuff. But for today's analysis, let's just say you are a business owner who spends about $10,000 per month and it, for some reason, comes in all in one big $10,000 transaction or two $5,000 transactions. So with the Chase Ink Business Premier, you would get 2.5% cash back on this every month. So every month you're getting $250 cash back on the $10,000 spend, plus you would get the $1,000 sign-up bonus. So if we add together all of this, which is the sign-up bonus plus all the points you earn every month over the course of 1 year, then you get a total of $4,000 cash back, of which the valuation would be $4,000. Pretty easy there. Compared to the Venture X for Business, instead of 2.5% cash back, you would earn 2x points. So every month you would get 20,000 points, plus you would get the sign-up bonus of 150,000 points after meeting $30,000 of spend, which you've done in the first 3 months. So the total here for all of these points earned is 390,000 points. I picked 2 cents per point as the valuation. Oftentimes you can get a lot more than that, but for easy math, let's just say 2 cents per point is what we're aiming for. And then if we multiply 390,000 points times 2 cents per point, the valuation looks like it's a lot higher for what you would earn for the Venture X for Business over the course of the year versus what you would earn with the Chase Ink Business Premier with cash back. But does that really hold up when it's time to redeem? Let's see. If you love free resources that let you maximize your points, check out geobreezetravel.com/quiz. There, you will find a free short quiz that will point you to the best resources depending on whether you are trying to earn more points, redeem your points, or something else. And by taking the free quiz, You will also get access to the free Points 101 course, which is a fantastic resource for anybody just getting started with points and miles. So, it looks like you're going to earn a lot more value with the Capital One Venture X for Business versus the Chase Inc. Business Premier. But when it comes time to actually redeem the points or cash back, which card performs better? Let's look at the math. All right, the first redemption example that we are going to compare is, let's say you wanted to get from the East Coast over to Japan during cherry blossom season, and you'll just go anytime in March next year. You only need one ticket, and for easy math, we're just going to do this for one way. So I type this into seats.arrow. We're going from East Coast to Japan in March of 2025. And since with the Chase Inc. Business Premier, you just have cash back, you're not actually going to be redeeming any points for this. What you're going to do is purchase the points that you need and then go ahead and flip those into a redemption. So let's take an example here where it looks like the cheapest way to do this would be with Alaska Airlines. It'll be about 85,000 points from Boston over to Narita. And we can check these different dates where we say, all right, let's go from Boston over to Tokyo on March 20th, one adult, one way, using miles on Alaska Air. Always make sure you can find the actual availability before you purchase any points. And here we do see that this is available with business class for 85,000 points. And the entire thing is going to be in business class with this one. This one's a mixed itinerary. So how much would it be to purchase 85,000 Alaska miles? This isn't always the case, but at the time that I'm recording this, Alaska is running a promo and they do this pretty often. So if you would need to purchase 85,000 Alaska miles, I really wish they put the totals here, but you would end up here where 54,000 plus 32,400 is 86,400 points, which should be enough, and it would cost a total of $1,485. So you would effectively use your Chase Inc. Business Premier cashback, where you would use $1,485 from this cashback that you earned, purchase the Alaska miles, and then use those 85,000 points to book your business class flight from Boston to Narita with Korean Air. Now, how would you do this if you instead went with the Capital One Venture X? You would need to filter down the transfer partners to just Capital One here. And it looks like the cheapest option would be with Flying Blue from JFK over to Haneda. This is with Air France, and you would use up 117,000 points, plus there's some taxes and fees, which are a little bit higher over here. So with the Venture X, you would be spending 117,000 points to fly one way from JFK to Haneda on Air France business class in March 2025, because that is the cheapest way that you could do this if all you have is Capital One points. Using our valuation of 2 cents per point, it's like you used up $2,300 worth of points to do this particular redemption. If you want to say this is 3 cents per point, then we would just say 117,000 times 3 cents per point is more like you spent $3,500 of points on this flight. But let's just stick with 0.02 for now. So what we've got here is that even though the Venture X looks like you're earning a lot more points, you're also burning through them faster because you don't have as much flexibility with where you're transferring the points. You can't get this good of an Alaska redemption if all you have is Capital One. Let's see if that is the case with some other redemption examples. Are you enjoying these types of analysis videos? If yes, please let me know. Click that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel for even more points and miles tips every week. What if you're not looking to travel to Japan? What if you are looking to travel to South America instead? Which of these cards would be more useful? Take a guess. Okay, so in this redemption example, we are looking from the West Coast over to South America. Let's say that you want to escape winter in the United States, and in January you want to go down to South America. Anytime in January. Let's just look for the best business class flight deal that we can find. So this one's actually going to be a little bit more apples to apples. With all of the different partners available, not limiting ourselves to the transfer partners of Capital One, Alaska Airlines once again has the cheapest redemption rate for points, where from LAX over to Lima is going to be 50,000 points with LATAM. plus $33 in taxes and fees. So on our little spreadsheet, if we say we're trying to get from the West Coast to South America for just one person, one way, this would be in January of 2025, and we're going to purchase 50,000 Alaska miles. Over here, you can do that for about $935, where this would be 51,000 points total. So it's like you're getting that business class one-way ticket for $935. What would this look like if all we had were Capital One points because we went with the Venture X for business? Here it's the exact same flight, different days, but you can make it line up with the same day, where it would be LAX to Lima, but it's 75,000 points on LATAM with Qantas. So in our spreadsheet, if we say, all right, instead of using our cash back to just purchase 50,000 Alaska miles, we are going to use up 75,000 points with Qantas. If we value our Capital One points at 2 cents per point, it's like we've used up $1,500 worth of points for this one-way redemption. So once again, depending on how you value your Capital One miles, these miles are getting spent a lot faster because you're not getting access to the best redemption ever, but you are earning the points faster with Capital One. Let's see if this is the case everywhere. If you are in the market for a Chase Inc. Business Premier, Capital One Venture X, or another card so that you can earn these types of points or cash back, but you're not sure what card to get, check out our free credit card consultation form at geobreezetravel.com/consultations. We will send you a personalized recommendation based on your particular goals, budget, and lifestyle. Or, if you do already know what card you would like to get and you would like to support this show when you apply for your next card, we have our affiliate links listed to different cards on geobreezetravel.com/cards. Okay, let's do one more example. Let's say that your goal is just to fly in some aspirational Middle East business class flight with Qatar, Etihad, or Emirates business class. Whichever one is the best deal. Would cash back or Capital One points suit you better for this goal? Here's the math behind it. In this use case, let's say that we just want to fly on some aspirational Middle Eastern flight. We want to experience either Qatar business class, Etihad, or Emirates, and we're good to go whenever. Just get me a flight from the USA over to the Middle East in one of the most aspirational business class flights with these 3 airlines. So typing it in like this for seats.aero from the USA to the Middle Eastern airports, plus or minus 180 days, so it captures pretty much the whole calendar. And then Qatar, Etihad, or Emirates. These are the operating carrier codes, QR, EY, or EK. When we sort by business class lowest, looks like there's a lot of good Alaska deals again for 70,000 points from JFK to Doha. But there is also this JetBlue deal from JFK to Doha. So I want to make sure that this exists real quick, where on JetBlue, if we say JFK over to Doha, for this particular date, which is June 2nd. We search for flights. We do see that this is available on Qatar business class for 70,000 points, which is fantastic. Now we could either buy 70,000 points with Alaska, or we could buy 70,000 points with JetBlue. I went ahead and did the math for you. It is actually a lot cheaper to buy JetBlue miles rather than Alaska miles, even if Alaska has them on sale. Because for 70,000 JetBlue miles, we would be spending about $958. With Alaska, to get 70,000 points, we are spending quite a bit more than that. It's going to be more than $1,000 here. So what you could do is use your cash back that you earned from the Chase Inc. Business Premier to purchase 70,000 JetBlue points and then fly JFK over to Doha in Qatar business class. What would this look like if we filter it to just Capital One transfer partners if we went the Venture X for business route? So Alaska is not a Capital One transfer partner and JetBlue is not either. JetBlue will transfer over to Chase at a 1-to-1 ratio, Citi will transfer at a 1-to-1 ratio, and Amex is not as great. It's a 1 to 0.8 ratio, so it's like you're losing 20% there. The Capital One isn't even an option. So our best option here would then be Qantas, where you could fly from Newark or JFK over to Dubai, it looks like, for 104,500 points. Let's verify that that exists on Qantas's website, where we'll log in and then search from Newark over to Dubai for one adult, and then we'll just use the date that Seats.Aero found for us, which is November 26th, was the first result. Go ahead and say you're flexible with dates, and then search for flights. And even though we searched for Newark, it's giving a lot of results where it's from JFK because it's searching the broader New York area. But you can get this flight for 104,500 points from JFK over to Dubai. And in our spreadsheet, if we value Capital One points at least 2 cents per point, then that means 104,500 points is like using up $2,000 worth of points. Again, if you value Capital One points at a higher valuation than that, it just changes the math for how much worth of points you used for this particular redemption. So in all three of our examples, it looks like you're using up a lot more Capital One points worth of value versus how much you would just pay for points using cash back earned with the Chase Ink Business Premier. With the Capital One Venture X, you're working with bigger numbers. You're earning your points a lot faster. You're spending them a lot faster. So overall, which strategy should we go with? Let's talk about that next. So let's put all of this together. It looks like Capital One is going to earn rewards a lot faster than the Chase Ink Business Premier, but it's also going to burn through a lot faster because of limitations on transfer partners. So, which one is the overall best card? Stay tuned because I think you'll be surprised by the results. And if you are interested in leveling up your points and miles game and getting deeper insights for your specific goals and strategy, we have a couple of options for you. The first one is the GeoBreeze Travel Patreon, which you can join starting at just $5 per month through patreon.com/GeoBreezeTravel. Each month, we prepare personalized step-by-step tutorials for the routes that our members request. We also provide open forum group coaching, where you can ask any questions that you have about points, miles, credit cards, or anything in general. And if you are looking to get even more free travel with points, and you are a business owner or individual who spends more than $100,000 per year on expenses, check out our one-on-one points portfolio management service. We typically save our clients $30,000 to $60,000 in travel in the first 6 to 12 months of working with our team. If that sounds like something that you would be interested in, book a free intro chat with us at geobreezetravel.com/intro call to learn more. Okay, let's walk through which of these cards is the better option for the profile that we analyzed today. So to review everything that we've done so far in this video, we're comparing the Chase Ink Business Premier with the Venture X for business, where the Chase Ink Business Premier is earning cash back and the Venture X is earning points. At first glance, it looks like the Chase Ink Business Premier would earn a lot less value than the Venture X, both just in terms of raw valuation and the fact that you don't earn any transferable points. This is just cash back for somebody who would spend about $10,000 per month, getting 2.5% cash back with the Chase Ink Business Premier versus 2 points per dollar with the Venture X. But as we went through 3 different cases where you're trying to go from the East Coast to Japan, or the West Coast to South America, or any aspirational business class seat over to the Middle East, we found that you're going to be burning through your Capital One points a lot faster because you're limited to where you can transfer those points for the best value. Whereas cash is king, so you don't just want to use your Chase Ink Business Premier to purchase those flights. That would be not the best use of your cash back. What you could do instead is purchase the points with something that might not be a Capital One transfer partner like Alaska or American Airlines or JetBlue, and then you're burning through your cash back earned a lot slower that way. Which option is better, depending on the rate of earning points versus burning points? I added these percentages in on the side where if we looked at the purchase price of points divided by the total amount of cash back or points that you earned over the year, it really depends on the route that you're using. So for that Japan example, if you had to purchase $1,500 worth of points, it's about 37% of the cash back that you earned over the course of the year with the Chase Ink Business Premier. With the Venture X, you're using about 30%, so Venture X wins that one. For the South America one, Venture X wins again. the percentages were for the Chasing Business Premier, you used up 23% of your cash back earned over the course of the year for purchasing the points required with Alaska Airlines to get that ticket with LATAM. With Capital One Venture X, you used up 19% of your points earned over the year to get this ticket from LAX over to Lima using points transferred over to Qantas. But with the Middle East example, that one actually won out over the Venture X, and that's because the JetBlue points were so cheap to purchase. It used up 24.5% of your cash back earned over the year to buy the points for this ticket, versus with Capital One, you used up about 27% of your points earned over the year. Now, for all three of these examples combined together, Capital One won out over the Chasing Business Premier. But there's a lot of other things to keep in mind, like if you don't have very much spend and you cannot meet a $30,000 minimum spend in 3 months, Chasing Business Premier might be a better option for you. If you already have the Venture X Personal and you're like, I don't need another $395 annual fee card, or maybe you have the MX Platinum for Business or some other redundant card, Chasing Business Premier might be a better option because it has a lower annual fee at about $195 instead of $395. To simplify the math, I also didn't take into account all of the taxes and fees with the different airlines that we were comparing in these use cases, but that can affect your math as well. Also, if your spending patterns aren't exactly $10,000 a month and they're spread out a little bit differently than this, or you're spending a lot more or a lot less, the math could be different for you. So I always recommend running the math yourself, seeing which one could make more sense. But the biggest finding that I'm coming out with on this type of analysis is, even though there are steadfast rules that people on the internet tend to say, like, oh, never get the Chase Inc. Business Premier, cashback is not worthwhile, it's way better to get points cards versus cashback cards, those types of end-all be-all rules are not always correct, because there can be a way to leverage cashback if you want to purchase the type of points that you need when you need them, instead of just having a whole bunch of points that can only transfer to a certain set of airlines and hotel programs, if that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if you like this type of analysis where we're comparing a couple different cards. Let me know if there is a rule of thumb you keep hearing on the internet from people where you're like, should we actually test that out and do some myth busting? Let's run the math on it. Let me know in the comments if there is any other analyses like this that you would like for me to run. I hope you found this walkthrough useful. Also, let me know what other types of tutorials you would like to see. Suggestions for future topics are always welcome. In the meantime, if you enjoyed these tutorials, I think you will enjoy this video next.